Trump must abandon the idea of having this crazy wall to reopen the government. It's just the only way the government's going to open is if he comes off this theory that we have this wall. The Democrats, which will get control of the House, are not going to give a single dollar for this wall. It's just not going to happen. And why should it? We don't need the wall. Donald Trump doesn't even know how many human beings have died in the custody at the border in dog kennels. Doesn't even have a clue. Secretary of Homeland Security says she doesn't have a figure on how many people have died being detained at the border. Doesn't even have a figure. Didn't even bring that information to the council. Does she have a rough idea?
Sir, what I can tell you
I'm talking about people who have died in your custody. You don't have the number?
I will get back to you with the number.
How ridiculous is that?
Year-old child died on Christmas Eve, marking the second death this month of a child detained by immigration officials. The cause of the boy's death is still unknown, but the U.S. Customs and Border Protection said they would now conduct secondary medical checks on children with a focus on those under 10 years old.
That's good. That's real good that you think that's necessary to do. Why weren't you doing that all along? And again, I know some blame gets put on the Secretary of Homeland Security, but really, truthfully, this is all Donald Trump murdering these children.
On one hand,
listen to this nonsense.
But that this is really the fault of bad court decisions and of Congress, and they're wanting
it's the
to
Congress's
force Congress
fault
to act and to do
that you are killing people at the border.
Immigration reform, or to try to make it so that they don't have to go through a lot of the protections that are in place for children and for asylum seekers, so that they think that those are the magnets that are bringing them here to make these dangerous journeys. But there is another
absolute craziness. The children, again, back to the Constitution, unconstitutional to hold anybody detained them for more than 72 hours, which is happening day in, day out, but they continue to do this, and it results in death, because if someone gets a cold, you're locked up, you can't get medical research that you need, you can't, it's imprisonment. That's what this is. Unlawful imprisonment. It shouldn't be happening. There's no reason why these migrants shouldn't be allowed in our country. They could be our future doctors. They could be our future president. They could be our future congressman. There's no... I know I said president, and I know somebody's going to say, well, you can't be president unless you're born in this country. I believe that's something that should also be changed. But they could definitely still be future congressmen and future senators. Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger, perfect example. You're taking the American dream away from these children. In exchange, you're killing them. You're murdering them. Instead, they're kept at these border presses. That's just ridiculousness.
Facilities, and this is the second death this month of a child in Customs and Border Protection. This is something that we predicted based on our reporting and our interviews with people on the ground at the border.
Absolutely.
Would happen when we started seeing these backups this summer during the policy of separating children.
And he continues to sound like he's determined to fight for serious border security.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall. We're going to have safety. We need safety for our country. Folks are saying, can we have some drones? Can we have technology? Technology is bells and whistles. You have to have a wall. We need a wall. So when you say, how long is it going to take? When are they going to say that we need border security? When are the Democrats
Donald Trump's a fucking idiot.
The Democrats all agree that you need a wall.
No one agrees on that.
The standoff between the president and top Democrats has been ongoing for more than 2 weeks.
No, the standoff in between Logic and Donald Trump have been in a standoff, not Democrats. Republicans are telling him just as much that he should not be fighting this crazy fight for a wall that you can dig under, climb over, go through, or overstay a visa.
to end his Trump shutdown, making it impossible to know where they stand at any given moment. Tonight, a longtime New York Republican congressman said it is time for these leaders to figure it out.
I just have a thing against government shutdowns. I think they end up being counterproductive. But now that we're
Of course they're
I think it's
counterproductive.
important for the president and the Democrats to come to the table, find a way to negotiate a compromise here.
There is no compromising with a lunatic.
But sources say the talks are all going through Nancy Pelosi, who faces a critical vote to become Speaker on January 3rd, and some suggest she has no incentive to cut a deal until she's officially Speaker. Then Democrats would be the majority in the House, adding a whole new dynamic to this.
Yeah, the dynamic is they don't have to cut a deal. This is fucking ridiculous. You don't cut a deal with insanity. Well, why would you build a fucking wall that no one needs, that you can dig under, that you can climb over, and that you can overstay a visa? There's no fucking reason for it. Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. Fox News is just a puppet for him. There's no bite, no bullet. You're going to bite the bullet because there's not going to be no damn wall. Absolutely freaking ridiculousness.
This is Chuck Schumer's shutdown right now.
No, this is Donald Trump's shutdown. This ain't even a Democrat shutdown or a Republican shutdown. This is a Donald Trump shutdown. It has nothing to do with most of your Republicans. The ones that are supporting it are just talking under their party, the head, which is Donald Trump, and they're just going along with it. But they don't believe that there's any reason for this wall. They're just wanting to be party lines. And Donald Trump doesn't want to be party lines. He's just a crazy nut. He promised his campaign promise he cannot deliver on, and now he's having to eat it. That's all it is. Anyways, I'm Kent for Full Entertainment Media, and I would tell you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell. God bless each and every one of you.